Now, I met Joe at a dinner that was given by Michael Codron. He rang me up and he said he'd already put on a production of Entertaining Mr. Sloane, which I'd seen at Wyndham's. And he said that he thought it was the most singular new talent to come into the British theatre. And he thought that I should meet him. He was then, Joe, engaging in writing the play Loot, which hadn't got a title yet. And he was about halfway completed. And he thought that I should meet him because there might be a very interesting part for me. He said, Michael, you know, before the whole thing began, I have to warn you, though, we'll have to have the friend there. And I didn't realize the implications of this at the time. You see, the whole of Joe's conversation was punctuated by interruptions from Kenneth Halliwell. Joe would say, oh, we went to this thing on Wednesday night. And the other one, Halliwell, would say, Wednesday? Wednesday, Joe? How could it possibly be Wednesday? Wednesday we went to see... And then he'd mention something else. And then Joe would say, yes, you know, you're right. It was Tuesday, that's right, it was Tuesday. Yeah, it was definitely Tuesday. We went to this thing on Tuesday, we got there about 7. Halliwell, 7? 7? How could it possibly be 7, Joe? We didn't even leave the house. Now, I found the whole thing aggravating and extremely annoying. And I remember saying to Joe later, you know, at some juncture when we were alone, this whole interruptions, you know, this wife-like business must irk you. And he said, no, not at all. I've got used to it. You see, he's got a thing about accuracy. And that was it, you see. You see, when it came to Halliwell's editing mind, it worked in quite a very interesting way. You know, especially when it came to, like, rewrites of stuff. Because, you know, Joe would suggest a line, and Halliwell would say, oh, no, that line is overlong. And he would shorten it. And I saw that happen at least on 2 occasions. Which makes me think, you know, that Halliwell was an influence on the work. You know, they read the same things, they enjoyed the same things, they laughed at the same things. Joe was very funny. You know, the whole Edna Wellthorpe letters, which Halliwell did, you know, they were tremendous fun. And they both got a tremendous kick out of it. You know, he wrote a letter to the vicar asking for the church hall as Edna Wellthorpe because they wanted to mount their controversial plea for homosexual tolerance entitled, Nelson Was a Nance. You know, and could we have the church hall for free because, you know, they knew that they gave it out for, you know, worthy causes. And we got a very irate letter back saying, no, I do not approve of this kind of thing. And I do not approve of the lampooning of a national hero. And then they wrote again, saying, oh, come on, surely the church, of all people, should take a merciful view. And it, you know, it went on, and they should be more sympathetic of these queens. And then they wrote again, the vicar, and said, no, I'm sorry, I do not share your views. And then they wrote again as Mrs. Wellthorpe, Edna's mother, you know, saying, no doubt you've heard of our daughter Edna's death. She passed away. And we found under the cupboard, under the stairs, a voluminous amount of correspondence concerning her work with the Spectre amateur players. You know, the Spectre group. That's what they were called. And, you know, could we have the church hall to mount our controversial plea? Nelson was a nance. And the vicar wrote back again saying, no, I had not heard about your daughter Edna's death, and, you know, I'm very sorry to hear about it. But I could not help think that she got involved in the wrong set. Which I thought was a riot and tremendous fun. And you know, they both thought this was tremendous fun, and they kept carbon copies of the letters, and they used to read them out and do all the voices, you know, as the vicar saying, oh, I do not agree at all, and as Edna, you know, oh, vicar, I feel, and they did laugh, you know, uproariously about the whole thing. They thought it was tremendous fun, which, you know, makes me think that the two of them were really sort of sparking off each other, you know, in a very lively combination. You see, people were emptying the auditorium all the time in that production. And we had the watch committee waiting in the wings because we did not get the seal of the Lord Chamberlain. And we had policemen waiting in the wings saying, if you say that line, the watch committee are banning that line if you say that line. And the policeman on the stage would say, you know, where did you do it? The streets are well lit. Where did you do it? There are wide open spaces. Where did you do it? 5 pregnancies in 1 week. Where did you do it? And the boy in the play would say, on crowded dance halls during the rumba. And they thought, yes, it was a definite aspersion and rudeness against the local dance halls. And they would not have it in the script. And if we were to say those lines, you know, they would drag us off. You see, I know from all my conversations with him that he deplored what he regarded as the hypocritical view of the English view of homosexuality. Yes, he thought that was totally hypocritical. And he maintained that they would turn a blind eye to any kind of situation if it suited them. Yes, he thought that was evil. And yes, it's ironic, of course, that it is a homosexual entanglement that does destroy Joe in the end. There is no question about that. It is a homosexual entanglement. And Halliwell's jealousy, you'll find it in the letter at the end because the letter said, the answer to this will be found in the diaries. And the diaries, of course, are accounts of promiscuous sex, which Halliwell found a continual threat. I mean, there is no question about it that he, as many homosexuals do, Joe included, that he deplored what he regarded as the rut relationship of the man and the wife, the husband and the breadwinner and the homemaker. But it's no question to say that every relationship will eventually slip into that kind of groove in the end. Because you can't have people going out all the time, because eventually nothing gets done.